welcome to welcome back to my channel. I am Alicia Ying, your success coach and psychic here at yes2theying.com, where success always starts by saying yes to you. And actually, I'm not even just your success coach and psychic, I am your manifesting mentor. And what does that mean? That means that basically I help you manifest whatever the fuck that you want whenever the fuck you want it. It's pretty cool. I have been manifesting pretty much my whole life before I even knew what manifesting was, which was basically speaking things into existence. So being like, oh my gosh, I want that, and then just getting it. So, and I have tons of stories about how I manifest things, but for today's video, this is my Tarot Tuesday video, and of course, so divinely timed. It is on the first day of fall. Today is the fall equinox, and I'm really excited about it being the fall equinox on Tuesday today because the veil is super thin, which means we have a much stronger connection or a much easier portal to get guidance from the universe and above. I've personally been getting a lot of really good messages for the past 48 hours, and I'm really excited to share them with you. But I think this is really the start of a new change. I know that 2020 has been a year that has been quite the roller coaster ride, and it's been throwing things left and right for us to try and deal with. But on a positive note, I think that we're all finally getting to a place where we can just truly step into who we really are and be able to have that be more than enough. Like stepping into our best self, being able to heal whatever traumas have happened in the past, being able to release those karmic connections with people who maybe you don't know why it's been like an issue, but you can kind of just like heal that and like, I don't necessarily say sever because this isn't like a hateful thing. It's just more so like, okay, cool, we learn from each other and like it's now complete. And then when you're complete, then you can have the choice and the freedom to do what it is that you want to do, whether you want to stay with that person or not. But just without like that toxic, codependent, vendetta, revenge. Like, I don't know, there were a lot of those energies that are going around that I know like several of my friends and clients had. So if this is resonating with you and you're kind of sort of in this transition period where you're realizing like, okay, cool, things are getting better. I am starting to feel a bit of a change, but there still might be a little bit of loss or trauma that's still being triggered. It's okay. And you can definitely take the next couple of days to like just this is going to sound so spiritually cliche, but just meditate or journal. Maybe more of a layman's terms, just take some time, just take some quiet time, reflection time. There we go. That's a more active word. So take some reflection time. And whether that's just to kind of sit in your own thoughts and be like, okay, yeah, what has been going on? What have I been feeling? What is it that I really want to let go of? What is it that I really want moving forward? What is it that I need to clean and purge? What is it that I really need to do? And so this then brings us to our pick a card guidance for Tuesdays. So if this is the first time that you have hopped onto my channel, what I like to do on Tuesdays is I like to pick 4 cards, and then you get to choose cards 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then I will deliver the guidance afterwards. I find this to be my favorite thing to do every single week, and also because usually, even if you picked a different card and then you see the reveal and you're like, oh, but I like that card better, usually there's a story. Usually they all have some significance. Usually there's like a whole purpose for it, which is why I really like to pull the 4 cards and then just allow the universe to channel whatever guidance they have. So, speaking of stepping into your own, really getting to know what it is that you need to be doing or releasing or healing, and just like embodying you, like me embodying the fact that I'm a manifesting queen. Like, for example, on a side note, I totally pulled a 24-hour flip. So I literally listed something on Mercari last night and then it literally sold this morning. I love those so much. They delight me to no end, and that's how I want all my sales to go. But I did ask the universe for more money, and there you go. So just embodying and embracing that and embracing who you really are, and just really feeling into that and feeling that that's a really good thing to, to be you are special, you have gifts, you have talents that the world needs, and that people are literally manifesting you to show up somewhere on their feed and to help them out with whatever it is that they need help on. With that being said, last week I pulled from the Dragon Tarot deck, and I really liked it. It was so super duper powerful. I'm just wondering if maybe this week we should pull from my other deck that I got recently, which is the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Now, whoops, there we go. Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. And the only reason why I'm kind of thinking that this might be the one to pull for this week is because, again, it's the fall equinox. This is the start of a new season, the start of change. It's finally getting to be sweater weather. And it's finally getting to a point where we also just stepped into Libra season. And Libra season really is about, taking a step back, finding balance. Libras are all about balance. Happy birthday! Oh my gosh, happy birthday! Well, after this video, maybe I should sing happy birthday to you. That's so great. So I was just thinking, like, again, new season, clearly a new year for you. And I'm really thinking maybe this might be good to help you in this new chapter of your life. Libras really are able to see both sides of the coin, which then therefore leads them to indecision. But I think it's really great, and specifically in this Libra season, to really be able to see the light and the dark, or the light and the shadow, the good and the bad, these dualities, the masculine and the feminine. And especially because today is the fall equinox, that also means that there is an equal amount of day versus day and an equal amount of night, which is a really cool thing. So it goes back to this whole like yin yang symbol, right? And we need to have both in order to survive and thrive. There is no good and bad. It's not better to be one or the other. We actually need both, which means that, you hear it all the time in spirituality, we are one. So hi Amanda. Virgo season, best season. You're so funny. And what's Sagittarius season like? Well, I can explain that in a second. But what I really like about this yin and yang thing is that right now, especially for the next 24-48 hours, we have an equal amount of day and light, which means this is really, again, very Libra, to like find that balance between the light and the shadow, right? The good and the bad, the things that our strengths and our weaknesses, the masculine and the feminine, the ability to be able to do tasks, and like that's the masculine energy of just being able to push forward, being able to vocalize what we want, and then the feminine, divine feminine side of just sitting back and allowing ourselves to receive, right? And sometimes there is always something really difficult about allowing ourselves to receive what it is that we want when we've been so conditioned and programmed through society and generations that we have to force things to happen in order for us to receive that bounty or reward. In all reality, that's not true. You can just genuinely just be able to receive whatever it is that you want because you want it. And that sounds so cavalier and so diva and so selfish, but it's really not. You're a divine spiritual being. You've done so much good stuff. You deserve to be rewarded for that, and you don't have to suffer to get what you want. Oh, look, it's my alarm. Choo choo. Oh, goody goody. So, la la la. Okay, done. 222 on September 22nd. Okay. Lots of twos, lots of twos, lots of tools, and the duality. I mean, I can't make this up anymore. No, so true, Wilski, so true. So here's what I would like to do today. I would like to pull from this deck, which is the Work Your Light deck. I mean, the dragons kind of want to come out and play too, but I think for these, I would really like to pull from these for today, and here's why. First of all, I love this box. It says you are the oracle, and I think that's a really good message. You know, so often we tend to want to, we tend to feel like we need to have some outside validation in order to know that this is the right path that we're doing. And ultimately, we want to get to a place where we can trust our own intuition, where we are able to trust ourselves and trust our gut and trust our inner knowingness that it will lead us to the right place, that we do know like half a brain as to what we're doing and how we can move forward, right? It's not to say that we don't have we have to have all the answers, but we definitely know like, oh, maybe I do have the answer and I don't need 10 other people to tell me whether I should do the thing or not. Or it's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that this person might be able to help me out, so let me like ask that person. You know what I mean? But it's really just doing what's best for you, because again, this is what I've always been about as a success coach and now a manifesting mentor, is that there is no one right fix for every single person on the planet. That's just absurd. I'm going to be honest, it's absurd, because everybody is at a different stage on their journey. And everyone's journey might be slightly different. And you have different strengths and weaknesses than everybody else. So while there are some things that are similar, you are unique to you, which means you need to find the right tool for you. So all I can do, and this is why I kind of wanted to use this deck today, is because I just wanted to remind you that you do have the power within you to be able to find out what you need to do next. And that is something constant within everybody. Everybody's a little bit psychic, just saying. And everybody has an intuition or can trust their gut in some shape, way, or form. So as long as we can like fine tune that, you know, then everyone wins. And that's the whole point, is that everybody wins. Thank you, Jenna. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. So here's what I'm going to do now. Because I could talk for like 12,000 hours. So let me pull 4 cards from my Work Your Light deck. And just so you know, this deck, okay, so this deck contains in-depth meanings and reveals how to attune your how to increase your intuition, increase your soul's voice, and deeply embrace who you are and the work you came here to do, which I think is so apropos. So apropos. Okay, so this deck is a little bit different from the other decks, where she recommends, and I just kind of did it because I've never done cards like this, but what she likes to do is she wants you to divide it into 3 piles. I'm going to do that pile, and that pile, and that pile. Let's see. And then I think this is what I did last time. We'll just go like this so you can see what I'm doing. And then, so I put into 3 piles, and then you randomly can restack them. So I'll put this one on top, and then I'll put this one on top like that. Oh, they were upside down. So wait, okay, there we go. And then she talks about just spreading them out, and then allowing your left hand, which is your receiving hand, to like pick the card. So this is what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to pick 4 cards for this. And I'll just ask this. I'll be like, oh, God, angels, universe, like what? Just please deliver us some clear and loving guidance for this fall equinox and this coming up week. We would like guidance in order to help us manifest everything that we desire and more. That includes love, money, success, happiness, peace, and just all around well-being. Maybe even some extra superpowers. And just helping us really step into our light and onto our soul's path. Okay, what guidance do you have for us today? So, let's choose, I think that's card number 1. This is card number 1. Sometimes I have to spread out the cards a little bit more because they're so new, they're still sticky. Yeah. No. Oh my gosh, my dominant hand like wants to just go for it. I'm trying to use my left hand. Okay, card number 2. Card number 3. Card number 4. Okay. And that's the extra one. This one's the extra one. Okay. Maybe that one's the extra one. Oh boy, so many want to pop out. Well, all right. Cool. So now we have got cards. Let's see. We've got cards 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just go ahead and take a moment now and take your pick. Choose card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. And if you are live, then just go ahead and drop it in the chat. I'll just give you a second to choose. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay. Okay, we got a 1, we got a 3, we got a 2. Ooh, we got everyone all over the place. Okay, cool. I love it. I love it when there's multiples because that means that there's extra good juju. And like I said, there were 2 little cards that pulled out at the end, so it's probably just our overall meaning cards because you know there's always overall meanings and things. And let's get to it. Let's see what these say. Okie dokes. I really like this deck. Is very special. It's very me. You can see it's all like pretty. Here you go. Okay, so oh my gosh. Okay, well here you go. This is really funny. So number 1, it's really just very simple. It's yes. Just say yes. So if you were wondering about a specific situation, a specific question, or a specific thing that you should be doing, yes is a 100,000% yes. Just say yes. Okay. Let me just show you. There's not even more that I have to say about that except for it is yes. Don't overthink it. Just say yes. So, okay. So then for this is just don't. Okay. Just, yeah. There. Okay. Don't overthink it. Just say yes. That's the big thing. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink things. So for this week, if you were wondering about what you need to do, about where you need to go, about who you need to be with, if it's with love or whatever, I'm definitely getting a sense with like I'm definitely getting a sense with relationships that's something that's coming up, and that one's like, just don't overthink it. Just say yes. Just go with it. Just see what magic can unfurl. Just see what the universe has in store. You don't need to know all the details. You said that you wanted something magical to happen. The universe is bringing you something magical. So you just gotta go with it. That's what they're saying. Okay? And if you also notice too, just significance and things like that, there's 3 women, so it's like the power of 3, and you've got this light coming up, right? So this is just about like you're really on the right place in the right time doing the right thing. If you needed confirmation, this is your confirmation. P.S. I just want I need to go ahead and like put all these on my wall. They're so pretty. Oh, good, Wilski. That's awesome. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. Yes, yes. We tend to overthink. I'm so guilty of that. I'm so guilty of that. I'm so guilty of overthinking, and sometimes we just don't need to. Oh, yeah. Just go with it. You're gonna be okay. 100%. Okay. Card number 2, for those of you that chose card number 2, is Inner Temple. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. How pretty is that card? Oh, look at that. And then the 2 women like as reflections opening it up to that portal. There's a lot of that. Again, I feel like a lot of this is that light and that dark, right? It's kind of like open yourself up. Even though she's crouched down, she's opening up, and then there's stairways to that portal of your heart, which ultimately tells you what it is that you need to do. So let's read that. Yeah, they really do, don't they? Yeah, 100%. I didn't want these cards for the longest time, and then I guess now I'm ready for them. But this is, if I had created a deck, it probably would look very similar to this. But I am going to be creating my own deck at some point in the near future, because that's what I would like to do next year for sure. So that's a whole other kit and caboodle. We'll see. Maybe the answer is just yes. Okay, let me read this to you so you know. Okie dokes. Like I said, I'm just learning to work with this deck, but it's like she gives like a really cool meditation to do beforehand, which I usually don't do when I pull oracle cards. And it's really about like tuning in prayer and like opening your heart and then putting your palms up to the sky to allow the universe to channel through. And you have to visualize your heart opening up like a blossom for the answers to come through, and then you pick the cards. It's kind of really interesting because normally I don't like to do a lot of like rituals before I pull because I'm just so already connected, and also I don't like things that take a lot of time, but this was really easy to do, and I kind of really like this little sacred ritual now. Okay, Inner Temple. Let's look at Inner Temple. Okie dokes. Inner Temple. You are being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm, to develop a daily practice where you fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart. But you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you. And so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. And I'm going to repeat that. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you. And so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn, and you are being called to go deeper in your soul growth or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or by a spiritual teacher. If you have already been a committed student, then you are being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of you they are and that the time you spend in devotion is priceless. If you are questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to turn your focus towards devotion and say this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. And the work your life action is commit to a daily devotional practice. And I really like this one. As a music student, this is very true. Yeah, I really like this card a lot. So for those of you who chose card number 2, I really do feel like this is just about really, really taking time every day to tap into your soul. Because a lot of the questions that I get most of the time is, how do you tune in? How do you trust your intuition more? Like, every single person that I talk to says, hey, how do you do it? How do you manifest? How do you know what's an inspired action to take, etc., etc.? And I'm like, well, I just trust my intuition. And they're like, well, how do you trust your intuition? I'm like, well, your intuition has never steered you wrong, right? And they're like, no, 100% of the time, their intuition will always tell them to do something. And it's only when we decide to go, yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if my intuition's right. I'm going to go and do this other thing, is when we tend to muck it up, right? So this is about really getting clear and like getting tuned into your intuition and just being like, okay, cool. What is it that my soul, my heart really wants to do? What is the path that I need to do? And if you're just still lost or confused, this is a great time to say, okay, cool. You know what? Just use me however you need to use me, right? Soul, guide me, like, universe, channel through me. Let me be the vessel for whatever it is that I need to do in order to help the world. And then just let it do that. And you just follow it in the moment, right? You can't plan this stuff. I used to always say, and this is kind of a good analogy. So I have been dancing since I was like 2.5. That, like, ballet has been my like number one passion. And I always used to say, like, people would always be like, oh, how do you dance so well? Or like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, honestly, like, yeah, I went to the studio and I danced like, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. But it was just more so like, a lot of dancers move to the music, or that's what a lot of teachers will say. And I always said, well, I just let the music move me. So that would be more like free flow dancing, free form dancing, and you're just letting the music move your body. But I would have, like, I would learn all the choreography, but then I would just let the music move me. And that's kind of how it feels like when you have your intuition, or when you're doing this soul work. It's like, well, what does your soul want you to do? And then you get this pulling or this urge or this nudge or this idea, and then just follow that. And that will take you to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. And even if you're going through heartbreak, even if you're going through, tough times, it's okay. Your soul will still guide you through it. So all you have to do is just tune in every day and make it a daily practice. I like that card. Okay. Yeah, these need to be my brand colors. Okay. Card number 3. This is so good. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand behind you, beside you. Look at that. This totally reminds me a little bit of Moana. You know how she's on this huge journey, and then her grandma is there as a stingray, like always watching over her. And then there's like the ocean that's always helping her and stuff. And look, you've got all these different animals too, like in the background. And then the moon. So you've got all of these things, all of these spirit guides, all of these ancestors, all of these angels watching over you and like helping you on your journey. How much better does that feel? Okay, let's watch this one. Let's read this one. This deck is different too because they have 5 different kinds of cards, like confirmation cards, like yes or no cards. inquiry cards, action cards, activation cards, and transmission cards. So Keepers of the Earth is an activation card. Let's get activated. Okay. Here we go. Let's get activated. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of Earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The Keepers of the Earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the Earth in your unique way. It is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you in your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. I repeat, the only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon the Keepers of the Earth to help you in your mission. Open your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. And here's a Work Your Light activation. So it says, hold the card in your heart and say, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. And then you can include any other requests. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's go ahead for anyone who chose card number 3. For anyone who chose card number 3, let's just go ahead and do that activation now for you. So I'm just going to put this to my heart, and then this is going to go out to anyone who chose card number 3, which is, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Okay, I sense that is done. Okay, cool. So whatever support that means, and that might be financial support, that might be emotional support, that might be physical support, that might be spiritual support, right? You deserve to be supported. So just allow yourself to be supported. Okay. Card number 4. We're finally at card number 4. Hi, Lauren. Oh my gosh. Maybe this is what I need. I need these as posters. Okay. This is Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Whoa. How pretty is that? Okay, let's read that one. I know these have like a way different light than the dragons and stuff, but don't worry. The dragons will be back. Don't you worry. Okay, here we go. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression, a conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures talk about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of planet Earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creations, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside, for you hold all the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart, in every cell of your body. Do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you, they have no way of communicating. You are the oracle. You are the rainbow bridge. You are the pillar of light. That's so beautiful, isn't that? Okay, cool. So it says, work your light activation. Hold the card to your heart and say, I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakras. I activate my systems as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. Okay, so for anyone who chose card number 4, I'm going to go ahead and do this activation now. Okay. I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakras. I activate my system as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. Amen. Okay, so that's done. Okay, cool. So this is, again, just a really beautiful message, I feel. Because you know, like in Thor, right? There's like the rainbow bridge that takes him from Asgard to Earth and stuff like that. And so this card is just saying that you are that rainbow bridge. You are the connector. Without you, the angels and spirit guides in the universe, like, they wouldn't have any way to communicate with everyone else. So you are so important, and you are the oracle, and you have the ability to be able to trust your inner temple to be able to know what to do. I love this. So without even going into the other cards, because as you know, I always look at these and think, oh my gosh, there's a story. And I do feel like, again, because of this specific special time period and stuff, this is a really cool point where it's like, just say yes to this journey that you're on. Just say yes. I think that you've been thinking this for a long time. And it's like, the answer is yes. This is your purpose. You were meant to do more. And in order to really be able to navigate throughout the next week and the next, the rest of the year, it really is about creating a daily devotion to your temple, to your heart, to your soul, really taking the time out to reflect every day and tune in. Because the more that you tune in, the more that you are going to be able to hear the voices of your ancestors or your soul or your intuition being able to guide you, being able to tell you what's going on, and just knowing that you're always safe and supported, right? And you're always protected and divinely directed. This is like what this card means. And then, of course, without you being that pillar of light, they wouldn't have a voice to talk through anyone to. So you are important. Your work is important. The way that you express yourself, the way that you help others is uniquely important and vital for the entire universe. If that makes any sense. I know that sounds like we're very esoteric today in this reading, but it all kind of makes sense, right? So 100%, if you're like, am I one of those people? Yes, you are. Right? So this is a really beautiful message, just being like, you were born for more. Do the inner work. Just reflect. The more that you tune into your heart, the more that it will guide you and the more that you can hear it. Now, just for fun, let's look at these 2 cards. Ooh, I see why. So the overall message, in order to put all of that into practice, is get grounded. How pretty is that? It says empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature, and the initiation, rites of passage, crossing the threshold. This is just so fire. Look at that. And then you see like that portal into the door. Oh my God, it's so pretty. How pretty is that? Yeah, these are very me. Not today. No fashion show today. Just tarot cards today. Okay, I'm just going to read you Get Grounded really quick. But it makes sense. So, you're being called to get grounded, to ensure that your luminous field is clear and your inner well is full. If you're not grounded, it is all too easy to get swept up in other people's energies and mistake it for your own. Your boundaries will become blurred as you are absorbing the energies around you and struggling to define what is their stuff and what is yours. If you pull this card, you are very likely an empath or a highly sensitive person and need time alone to fill up your well, balance your energy, and get grounded. There are 2 types of people who draw their energy from others and those who draw their energy from within. Reflect on which one you are and carve out time each day to ensure your well is being replenished. Being sensitive is a superpower, but like all powers, it needs to be nurtured in order to be fulfilled. It is easy to get swept up in the high frequency energies that are swirling around the planet. The quickest and most efficient way of clearing all of this from your field is to ground yourself by connecting with Mother Earth. There are many ways to get grounded. One of the most powerful ones is practicing earthing by connecting to the power of Mother Earth. Spend time in nature, put your hands on a tree, your palms are extensions of your heart chakra, or walk barefoot on the earth. So super practical stuff. Basically, go take a walk in nature and touch a tree, okay? Work your light action. Do something to get grounded and connect with the earth. So I really like that a lot. It's just as far as like a general thing, because it is easy. Like, I mean, this is a lot of next level stuff that we're talking about, right? And if we're trying to like tune into our heart, all this different shifts are happening. I know the election is coming up, right? It's like fall, right? You ancestors want you to know that you're not alone, and you are the pillar of light. But as you like step into this, you might start feeling a whole bunch of different energy, and that's when it's really important to get grounded. Make sense? And then the last card is the initiation. Just read this. This is just like overall how to put this into practice. Oh, look, it's the next card. Maybe because I didn't shuffle, maybe it's divine timing. That's fine. Okay. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. Like the card! This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred. But only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon, you will bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you to be open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it, and you're closer than you think. So I really like that too. That's just such a great message too. It's just like, if it feels like it's all over the place and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, and maybe it does resonate, maybe it doesn't resonate, you're like, oh wow, just know that you are going to get through this, and it's just because you're going somewhere sacred, so it's okay. So just as a review, let's see, we can do this way. Perfect. Okay, so just as a review, and maybe I should do it this way so you guys can see. That's better. Okay, there we go. Just as a review, number 1, say yes. Just say yes. Don't overthink it. Number 2, take time and a devotion to tune into the portal of your heart so you can get the guidance that you want. Card number 3 is Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay, you are totally protected and divinely directed. And then number 4, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You are the connection. You are the rainbow bridge. And then, so you are important. And then to apply all of this, get grounded, and just know that you're just going through a rite of passage where everything that you're doing right now, it's okay. You're going to get through this. You're way closer than you think to getting to the other side of getting into that beautiful oasis there and stepping into who you truly are. So those are the cards for for this week for the equinox. I hope that they were helpful. If you have any questions, of course, comment below or shoot me a message. I am happy to answer anything that you have. And of course, if you would like your own reading using these Work Your Light cards or even the Dragon deck, definitely hit me up and I am happy to give you a card. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm really loving these cards today. I hope that they were helpful for you. They definitely were really helpful for me. But I just want to say that again, if you like this kind of content and you like, being able to pick a card guidance on every Tuesday, then definitely hit the subscribe button. And well, actually, if you want, click the like button. That would be super helpful. Then also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for when I go live next, or when my videos drop. And of course, just always remember that you are clearly a pillar of light. You are so ready and worthy and deserving of receiving everything that you desire and more. And of course, success always starts by saying yes to you. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.